Hello everyone, welcome to my channel C.S.E-Pathshala. We were studying about machine learning using Python 3, and in the previous lecture we did study about NumPy array join. So in this lecture we will study about NumPy array splitting, or you could just say NumPy splitting array. So it's just an reverse operation of the joining which we did see in the previous lecture. Okay, so if you talk about the joining of NumPy arrays, there we merged multiple arrays into one array. While if you talk about splitting, we will break one array into multiple arrays. Okay, so for this task to perform, we will use array underscore split function or method for splitting the arrays. And in this function, we have to pass the array, and we will split according to the numbers. That means we have to divide it into how many arrays, for example, 2 parts or 3 parts or 4 parts. So we will supply the array here, and we will also supply the number in which we have to divide it into the various parts. Okay, so let's consider a code first. So we have been given array and we need to split it into 3 parts. So let's implement this code on Jupyter Notebook. Alright, so import numpy as np, here are equal to np.array. So here is the list of elements. Okay, and yes, it's a 1D array, and here we will print the original array. Okay, and afterwards we will create a new array that will be a splitted array, and this is performed with this operation np.array underscore split. Okay, and we are giving arr as an argument here, comma 3 as a number in which you have to divide arr. Okay, and then we are printing it. Okay, so let's save this code, run this code. Alright, so the original array is this, that's what we have taken, and the splitted array, we did the splitting of this array into 3 parts, like array, that means 1 2, okay, this is one array, 3 4, this is another array, and 5 6, this is another array. Okay, this is how we perform the task. The return value is an array containing 3 arrays. Obviously, we have seen this thing, and if the array has less elements than required, so there will be adjustments accordingly. Okay, so for example, if you need to split this thing into 4 parts or 5 parts or 6 parts, so definitely we are using this method array underscore split. So it has a functionality to adjust according to the number of times, or we just say the parts which we need to split the array. Okay, now if we talk about the splitting of the array into 4 parts, so let's consider a code again and implement it here. Alright, so import numpy as np, again we are taking the same list, and this is the array. Okay, we are printing this array, and we are using the same operation np dot array underscore split arr comma 4 this time. Okay, and then we are printing its value. So let's see, we are having 6 elements here in array. We want to split it into 4 parts. Okay, so how does this will perform? Let's save this code, run this code. So here it is. So it's amazing. You can see that the array has been splitted into 1 2, this is one array, 3 4, this is another array. Now it has been split into 2 parts, but the next thing, it has to split it into 2 more parts. Okay, so what it did is it has created an array 5 and array 6, and that means this is a self adjustment with the help of this function array underscore split. So it's a wonderful thing in NumPy array of array underscore split to adjust it accordingly as per the number of times you need to split an array. So if you use a method split, this is also available in NumPy, but it will not adjust the elements as we have seen here. So it has a less in source array for splitting, like examples as we did above. Okay, so in that case the split will fail. Okay, now if you want to split into arrays, we just check some more examples here. The return value of array underscore split is an array that contains the split of an array, obviously. The result is also an array, just in a splitted form. Now, if we want to split an array into 3 arrays, which we can access them from the result just like an array element. Okay, now what to do? You have splitted an array. Now you want to print those array separately. Okay, so or we just want to have an access to them. So how this can be done? Let's consider an example. We need to access the splitted arrays. So let's consider a code. Alright, here it is. Import NumPy as NP. This is your array. Again, we are taking the same set of elements. New AR. This is the array which we want to form in a form for the splitting. That is np dot array underscore split arr comma 3. That means 3 parts we need to split it, and then we need to print each and every part of it. Okay, so new arr 0, 1 and 2. This is how indexing of splitted array is being done in a new arr. Okay, so let's save this code, run this code. So here it is, 1 2 3 4 5 6. These are the elements we have seen already in the above example. These are the arrays. Okay, and these arrays are stored in new arr in the index positions of 0, 1 and 2. Okay, this is what we have seen here. Okay, so this is the example. Now we just proceed further for splitting 2D arrays. Previously we did for the 1D array. Now the next thing is, we'll use the same syntax for splitting 2D arrays also, and we'll use array underscore split method again for the same. Okay, and the number of splits we want to do, we will also mention it. Okay, so let's consider a code where we need to split 2D array into 3 2D arrays. Okay, so here it is. So let's implement the code. Import NumPy as np arr equal to np.array. So this is a 2D array. Okay, and why it's a 2D array? Because it's quite clear that we are having how much square brackets? 2 square brackets. Okay, at the ending it's been specified here. Okay, so now we need to split it into 3 2D arrays. Okay, so we are using the same step as we did previously. New arr equal to np.array underscore split arr comma 3. Nothing to do changes. That means for 1D or 2D you need to write the same statement. Okay, and then we are printing it. Okay, so let's save this code, run this code. So here it is. So array 1 2 3 4. Okay, this is one array that is of 2D form. This is another array again of 2D form, and this is another array again of 2D form. That means we have splitted the given 2D array of 1 2 3 4 5 6. That means 6 lists, and each list consists of 2 elements into 3 2D arrays. Okay, so this is how we perform this task. So let's consider one more example. This time each element in a 2D array contains 3 elements. Okay, previously it was 2 elements. So let's consider a code. Alright, so here it is. Import NumPy as np, and here is the array which consists of 3 elements in each. Okay, again it's a 2D array, and we are performing the split of it into 3 parts. Okay, so new arr equal to np.array underscore split arr comma 3, same statement, and now save this code, run this code. So here it is. So it has been organized like this. This is one part. Okay, this is another part, and this is another part. Obviously, how many lists are present here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 lists are present. We need to divide it into 3 parts, so it can organize in 2 sections or parts, and then it will print it. Okay, so for 2D array, 2 elements we have seen. For 2D array, 3 elements we have seen. Okay, so in addition to that, we can also specify axis. That means for the splitting. Okay, so what we know about the axis? That means axis can be given as 1, 2, or 3, or it may specify like this: rows and columns or depth. Okay, So let's consider example that returns three 2D arrays, but here we will perform the splitting along the row and we will name it as axis equal to 1. Okay, so let's consider an example. Split a 2D array into three 2D arrays along the rows. Okay, so how this is done, let's consider a code. Okay, here it is. Import numpy as np. Here is your 2D array with three elements each in every list. Okay, and then we are writing new arr equal to np dot array underscore split arr comma 3. Now we are giving one more parameter because we need to perform splitting along rows. So we have given here axis equal to 1 and then we are printing this array. Okay, so let's save this code, run this code. So here it is. Fine. Here is the splitting along the rows. So 1, 4, 7, 10, 13 and 16. These are the first elements of each list which we have mentioned here in the array. Okay, then starting with 2, 5, 8, 11, 14 and 17. These are the second elements of the list, and the last, that means 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and 18. These are the last elements of the list. So this is how we have performed the splitting along rows. Okay, now we can also perform this task with a method that is called as hsplit. Okay, or an alternate solution here is given for the above thing, that is of axis equal to 1, that is hsplit opposite to hstack. Previously for the joining we have used hstack. Here is the hsplit. Okay, so how hsplit is used, let's consider a code. So using hsplit method we need to split 2D arrays into three 2D arrays along the rows. Okay, so let's consider it. Alright, import numpy as np. Again we are taking the same array, that means 2D array comprises of list of three elements each, and then we are performing new arr equal to np dot hsplit arr comma 3. Okay, here no need to give axis equal to 1. hsplit itself understand that axis is equal to 1, or we are performing horizontal split. Okay, so that's it. Let's save this code, run this code. So here it is, the same output. There is no difference whether you take axis equal to 1 with array underscore split, or you just take hsplit and no axis is needed here. Okay, we can also perform vstack, dstack, which we used in the join operation, and the alternative of these for the splitting are vsplit and the dsplit. Okay, so yes, let's consider codes, and we use vsplit and dsplit here also. Okay, so here it is, we just consider the same code. Instead of that we just use vsplit and the dsplit. Okay, so here it is, vsplit, that means vertical split. Okay, so what's the output? That means again we are considering the same code, just we have changed a letter from h to v. Previously it was horizontal split, now it is vertical split, that means along the columns. Okay, so let's save this code, run this code. Here it is. Okay, so we are getting the result like this. That means it has been organized the elements into again combination of 2 2. Okay, so as we have seen previously, if we took the splitting in the form of like here we have already checked array underscore split arr comma 3, we are getting the same result with the vsplit. Okay, so it's quite understood with that. Alright, so we can also consider dsplit, but the dsplit works for 3 or more dimensions. Okay, so let's consider a code here. Alright, so import numpy as np arr equal to np dot array. This we have taken list of elements. Okay, and it's a 3D array. Okay, so if we want to split this 3D array with the help of dsplit or the depth split, Okay, so we need to take it as 3 or higher dimensions. We can't do it with the with 2 dimensions. Okay, so I have converted this thing into 3 dimensions. Okay, so now the next thing is again new arr equal to np.dsplit arr comma 3, and then we are printing it. So let's save this code, run this code. So here it is. Alright, so this is dsplit, and in dsplit again we are taking the elements like 1, 4, 7, 10, 30 and 16. Okay, and then again then the next set of elements for every list 2, 5, 8, 11, 14 and 17. Okay, and then the last element of every list, that is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and 18. Okay, so this is the output of array splitting when you are performing the dsplit. So that's all about NumPy array splitting. We will come up with more exciting lectures. So thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to my channel.